All right, people, Catfish Dave here. Y'all heard me complaining about bait a couple videos ago. You see me using a largemouth bass for bait. And their skipjack are not where they're supposed to be. And I finally went into this place called Stinking Creek on Fort Loudon yesterday. I fished several hours just to catch 2 bluegill, 1 crappie. And then I said, well, I'm gonna head more out into a little deeper water, see if I can score a yellow bass. And I threw some floats out for some catfish. All right, y'all. We'll start out with some bluegill. Got a little small bluegill here, and then I got a larger one. Old choo-choo train. Yes, sir. 1 bluegill on the hook. Yeah, the wind seems to be a little bit crossways right now. We'll see what it's gonna do. Get out there, bluegill. I may put a cut bait on the other float. I don't want to get 2 live baits swimming around on floats with this wind shift, and they'll just be swimming into each other. So let me put a cut bait on the other float. I'm gonna find an older skipjack. See if we can't pop a blue cat like this. And if a flathead was to hit this old of a bait, it would really surprise me. I've kept it cold, but and I may let the wind take it way, way back. Yeah, it's getting a little soft. It's been in the cooler a while. I'm gonna throw this way over that way so it don't get in my other one anytime soon. Let's check the time here. It's 1:42 in the afternoon. I've been fishing for this bait for a while. I bet I was back there 2 hours trying to get 2 bluegill and 1 crappie. This is Fort Loudon Lake. Oh, this float just went under. I don't see the float. I don't see this float. Yeah. We got one on the cut bait. I don't know what we got. We got one on the cut bait. It's going around this way. I didn't even get my net out, y'all. There we go. Did not get my net out. See what we got here. He's rolling like a blue or a bigger channel. Come on up here. Yeah. Come on up here, Mr. Blue Cat. Well, he's ornery, man. Ornery. There we go. You can always find a blue catfish in old Fort Loudon. Might take a while to catch the bait, but you can always catch a blue catfish. Get my net out. Boy, that net's in there. Yeah, I got me a sip of water and looked up. I didn't see my float. Never even seen it went down. Come on up here. Well, there's one. Oh, got mud all over it, man. Laying in the mud back here. Where's that hook at? Up under the top part there. Yeah. The old owner SSW hook's what I use on that. Seemed to work. Get him back in there. And I had the lid off my water, so I won't drink that water. Nope. All right, y'all, we're not getting a lot of luck here. One fish. That small bluegill, those things are pretty fragile. And what I'm not seeing is a lot of movement on that float. I like to see that float bounce around. I want to see that live bait being active. This bluegill here, he's kind of asleep, if he's even still alive. So I'm going to probably change him out for that bigger one, because that bigger one might be a little more energetic. And we may not get nothing on a live bait. I don't have no bluegill on here. Probably some old gar or something got a hold of it. Dag blast it. This will be a much more lively bluegill. Hold still. Yeah. Yeah, that's a better bluegill there. We'll give this one a shot. Could have been some gar, could have been some old small catfish hit it. No wonder that float wasn't looking real lively, wasn't nothing on it. Y'all, that float went down. The float went down and he's done got in the other one. He done got in my bluegill. He done got in my bluegill. Get out of my bluegill, man. I had just told myself the bite sucks and I got hit. Yeah, he's got my bluegill, I believe. Maybe not. I better be checking that bluegill. He got in it pretty good. Another blue cat on cut bait. Got mud on him too. Yeah, both these blue cats I've caught got mud all over them, so they must be just laying down in that mud. I better be checking my bluegill because he got in it. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Sharp old teeth. Old smaller blue cat on the old slip float. I'll rebait, then I'm gonna have to check that old bluegill. That's my luck, he got in my bluegill. He ran right for it. Well, while I'm just sitting here, I'm going to throw some skipjack lures while we're sitting here. I haven't been able to find them upriver very good. We'll try back in here. It is just too windy to be fishing, y'all. Nothing on the flies. Of course, I only made about 50 casts. I'll tell you what, y'all, while I'm sitting here, we'll give it a few more minutes. I'm gonna take a float off, and I'm gonna drop a minnow straight on the bottom, man, see if I can come up with some yellow bass or something. Uh-oh, my float is down, my float is down, my float is down. My float is down. It's down. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? All right. Yeah, I had a bite from a yellow bass there, but the boat's swinging so wildly, I can't hardly catch the dag blasted things. Another blue cat on the cut bait. But he got my headpiece off. He did. We don't have a lot of that blue cat. Don't have a lot. Got mud all up under him too. Man, these fish are back here laying in the mud. This one's got some eggs in it. Yeah. See the mud up under it. Old backwater creek blue cat. Yeah, I had a shot at a yellow bass. He banged it a couple times. But the boat is swinging so wildly. I've got 3 split shots on there, but it still ain't helping me a lot. Oh, there's a possible yellow bass right there, one by itself. Please find my minnow, please. Can't catch nothing else in this lake. We'll use yellow bass. There's one down there. Oh, I got a tug from a yellow bass. Yay, we got one. And he looks like he swallowed the hook. Oh well, they make good cut bait. Yeah, took me about 30 minutes to catch that yellow bass. Yep, it's back there. Yep, it's back there. Oh, I got it out good. I seen one lone fish come across my screen there, and I got that tug. Yeah, good old yellow bass. That can go with the little bit of crappie and skipjack we got. Oh man, oh, I had one. Yeah! Woo! That is a, what is that? That's a yellow perch. So we've got one yellow bass, and that's a yellow perch. Woo! We'll take it. He swallowed the hook too. Yeah. You can't catch skipjack. Keep whatever we got. Whatever swims, it's catfish bait. bottom line is I fished Stinking Creek about 4 or 5 times and it's never been good fishing. It kind of stinks. And that's probably why they call it Stinking Creek. Either way, this is another day. I would like to catch some nice catfish today. I have completely got out of Fort Loudon Reservoir. I'm here in a creek where the skipjack should be, where the yellow bass should be, where everything should be. I mean, it's getting ready, it's springtime, right? Stuff should be coming into warmer waters, shallower waters, places they want to nest. So we're here and we're going to try to score some bait. And if that works out, probably going to go downriver, put in probably Watts Bar, and catch some catfish. I started to go to Fort Loudon Dam because someone messaged me and said they'd caught some there. There's a gar. Check him out. Another fish swimming right beside it. I wonder what the fish is swimming beside it. Either way, I had went to I'd heard about Fort Loudon Dam. And then I talked to some guys this morning that were there yesterday and said they could not get any at Fort Loudon Dam. That was where I was on the way to. I said, well, we won't go to Fort Loudon Dam then. And luckily I talked to them, or I'd probably be throwing there for nothing. So I'm going to start somewhere completely different and see what I can come up with. So we'll take yellow bass, white bass. I want skipjack, but you can't count on those anymore nowadays. We've got quite a few bait dealers that have put a definite hurting on them. And some of the other known places, man, nobody's having any real luck on them. And so I'm in here because this is different than all those places. I can't really say where I'm at anymore because, well, there's just too many bait dealers out there. There should be something in here. Yellow bass, white bass, skipjack. And I do have some minnows that I could try if the lures don't work out. I throw lures because, well, I'm throwing skipjack lures. I am hoping for skipjack. Yeah, there's a reason they call that place Old Stinking Creek. I've been in there about 5 times. I've never caught a big catfish in there, ever. Haven't caught much of anything in there. I mean, I catch something. But it's pretty much a reminder of the way Fort Loudon is in general, but even worse there. So probably the worst creek in Fort Loudon you can fish. I don't know why. I don't know if they dump chemicals in there. I don't know. I know it usually stinks, and that's why they call it Stinking Creek. This will be my last throw with the fly, and I'm gonna grab a spoon. Oh, is that a fish? No, that's junk. There is junk out there. Gosh, dang, I got all excited. I got excited over that right there. Dag, blast it. I got excited. Pull low and slow. Oh, I did hook up. What is it? It is a yellow bass. Hey, we'll take a yellow bass. We'll take yellow bass all day long. Since the bait dealers have gotten bigger and bigger numbers, we'll just have to use different fish. We'll still catfish, ain't no doubt about it. All right, y'all, since I've caught a yellow bass on non-traditional yellow bass lures, that must mean they're in here. So I'm gonna throw a minnow, and that's a dead for sure on a yellow bass. And when you can't catch skipjack, all this other stuff becomes bait. So let's see how we do on the float here. We may just have to go with a bunch of yellow bass. I do have one skipjack in my cooler from a couple days ago. That's all I could get a hold of. But let's throw this minnow out there and see how, oh shoot. It slipped. Well, let's just try it right there. See what happens. Nothing happened. Okay, let's get away from the boat. That's what I thought. Let's try away from the boat. Come on, minnow, get me a yellow bass at least. Let's try it, let's try it. Come on, minnow. You can catch a yellow bass. Another thing I could do is suspend a minnow down on the bottom. And I'm gonna see if I got another rod I can suspend a minnow off the bottom. We'll have 2 minnows out. I got extra slip shot on this, split shot, so I can easily get this down to the bottom. And you know, skipjack will hit minnows too. Let's drop this straight down, see if we can get a yellow bass. I've got my depth finder off because of possible skipjack, so I don't know how deep this is. We'll find out. There's the bottom right there. So we'll pick it up just off the bottom. Okay. And we'll put this right here in the holder. Oh, I'm hit already. I'm hit already on there. Yep, look at there. Yeller perch. Yeller perch, look at there. I'm gonna let this one go. I'll keep yeller perch now if, oh, there goes my bobber. There goes my bobber. Hang on. We got something on here. Sorry, Mr. Yellow Perch. Let's see what we got on the bobber. Hopefully it's a yellow bass. I'd rather have yellow bass than yellow perch. Looks like a yellow bass. Sure is. Nice yellow bass. We'll let the yellow perch go. Yeah. Yellow bass it is. They're like a white bass, but with the yellow tint. Let Mr. Yellow Perch go. Someone said on my Facebook, you all got yellow perch down there? Yeah, we got yellow perch here. You typically don't find them as big as the northern ones. And there's no creel limit or size limit on yellow perch here. I'm gonna drop another suspended minnow. Oh, I'm hooked. I'm hooked up. I'm hooked up on the float already. I may not have to drop a suspended one. Good. Good. Nice yellow bass. That's a nice one there. Nice yellow bass. Nice 2-baiter. Yeah, yellow bass. Okay. I stepped on that minnow I dropped. Let's drop another suspended minnow. See how long that takes. It hasn't took real long so far. I believe there's something on this already. Yep, there's something on there. There's something on there. That's fighting more like a yellow bass. That's what it is. That's what it is. Nice one, man. The size of a white bass, yellow bass. So I'm happy about that. It's the great bait deficit of East Tennessee. And so this is the stuff you got to catch for catfish bait now. And I'll sure do it. Probably keying on them and every other game fish because we have less shad in the water and less skipjack in the water than we used to. Yeah, there we go. The float's going down, but he didn't stick. We got a hit on the float. And I'll tell you what, if there was skipjack in here, we'd probably be getting them on these minnows. We got one on here. That's a yellow perch again. You sit right there, old yellow perch. You sit right there, and we'll tend to you. We'll tend right to you. A little nicer yellow perch. A little nicer one. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind using one of these for a live bait. I'm already hooked up on that minnow over there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep a few live baits because I'm running out of minnows. And that'd be a good reason to use that. Let's see what we got on the float here. Probably another yellow bass. Yeah, that's what we got. He's a nice one. I'll take him. You could probably catch these fish jigging an artificial. I'm gonna throw a dead minnow on there. Just to see if something will hit a dead minnow. Right? Yeah, he's on. We got one on the dead minnow. I'm gonna set that right there. Let's pull this one in. We just won't worry about no skipjack. Come on in here, yellow bass. I've said many times how tough it is to catch bait or anything else in Fort Loudon. See, I'm not in Fort Loudon right now, and there goes that bobber. Isn't that amazing? If you get away from Fort Loudon, you can find fish. That lake is the epitome of suck. And TWRA, in my opinion, should be ashamed of themselves. Because fish eat minnows, and if they're in there, they'll eat them. And in Fort Loudon, you can't hardly get nothing on a minnow, on a worm. 3 bluegills is a pretty active day in Fort Loudon. And I guarantee you I could catch bluegills easy in this river if I wanted them. But I'd rather have yeller bass than bluegills, to be honest with you. In my experience, they're just a little better of a cut bait. I'm gonna throw another minnow on. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. Not supposed to be that much wind. It's supposed to be a little warmer. And what I would like is to have a nice long day fishing with that yellow bass, since so far we're not coming up with skipjack. Something on there. Yep, we'll take him. We will take him all day long. All day long. The yeller perch seem to be down on the bottom. He swallowed it, so he's going to be bait. I don't mind pulling a yellow perch if I got to. He swallowed it, we're going to use him. Yep, he ain't going to make it. So we're going to use that yellow perch for a cut bait. That. He's on. He's on. Yeller bass, yeller bass. And these yellow bass, they last a good while. I think these last longer on ice than skipjack. They don't get as nasty and mushy. This one swallowed the hook. But he's still good bait. That minnow there is somehow barely kicking. I'm going to throw him out again. I don't know how he's kicking, but he's kicking. And we're on. We are on. Oh, nice yellow bass. All right, y'all. This yellow bass is a tough bait. It don't get knocked off the hook easy. I've got plenty of this stuff, so. Let's head on to the next adventure now that we got some bait. I mean, that yellow bass is close to the size of a white bass. I mean, it's a nice yellow bass. So let's look for something else to get into here. All right, y'all, I've got plenty of yellow bass, and tomorrow's supposed to be a pretty nice day for dragging. But since I'm already up here on the Clinch River, I don't want to take the time to put back on the ramp, go to another lake. It's very windy. So if it's going to be windy and miserable, then they're not running any water at all. And we just don't get much rain around here. So this thing is completely still right now. They got the dam shut off. But we're going to attempt to catch a few catfish on this section of river just to finish this video up. And I'm suspended right at the side of the ledge here. And we're going to drop down a live bait, a cut bait. And I may throw a bait just slap dab out in the river there. And we'll give this a little bit. And then I'm going to drag. I've never drugged this river. So I've never wanted to. It's got a lot of hang-ups and rough bottom, but we're going to attempt to do some dragging in it before the day is up. So either way, let's drop down some bait. This is a really old piece of skipjack, like 6 days I've had it. I'm going to put it on one side of the boat. This river ain't real deep. It's 21 foot here. This does tie into Watts Bar, so blue cats, flatheads, they have access to come up in here. Now it's a little early in the year for it to be hot up in here. Water temps are only 58 right now here. Pretty cold for mid-April. Okay, give it another turn. And I'm gonna put a live bait since I got one on the other one. We'll try it. You know, catching something on a live bait in the middle of the afternoon like this, I don't know. We'll try it though. We're gonna put a Old Tennessee wants to use those game fish hole. So that's what we're going to put on, a whole yellow perch. I got to decide how I'm going to hook him and try not to kill him. Just barely under the skin up there. Yellow perch for bait it is. A lot of people frown on this sort of stuff, but hey, TWRA wants to let our skipjack and shad get wiped out. I'll use whatever I can get. It's legal, just like wiping the skipjack out was legal. So that's up off the bottom, then another turn. Yeah, I've got one skipjack in this box, and I would like to drag with it up here in this colder water. I know they hit that yellow bass good in Fort Loudon, Watts Bar, in those warmer sections of water. The water's still a little cold for me to want to try the white bass, but so I want to save that skipjack. So what I'm gonna do, I got a big bluegill with spots there I'm gonna cut up, and I'll throw it out. Just slap dab in the middle of the channel. Big bluegill with spots. I don't know how it got all them spots on it like that, but it did. Might have had the measles or something. Either way, we'll use it. I'll just throw this out there on the old dragon rig. Slap dab out in the middle of the river. And I've got a rod holder over here I could use. Throw it right up along that cut bank there. I got a rod holder right there. There we go. I doubt y'all can even see that, but I can see it. It's out of the way of the other stuff. The good thing about where we're at is this is not Fort Loudon Reservoir. I've got these old slip float rigs. I'm gonna put a live perch on one of them. I'm gonna just kind of throw it out there. That's a good looking yellow perch. Just barely gonna hook him under the top. Try to get under the skin there. There we go. See if anything eats that. Yeah. Hey, why not? Desperate times lead to desperate measures. Get them chunked out. And so hopefully the wind will just kind of blow him down the river from me. We got bit. We got bit on the suspended skipjack. Don't know what it was, but something bounced it. Yeah, something's eating that skipjack. Tasting it. That's old skipjack. It's 6-7 days old, and I've got one fresher one. Oh shoot! I think something hit that. I heard something. Something did hit it, I think. Something hit that. It ain't on there now. Something hit it. Hit it hard. And the hook is turned back into the bait. Gosh dang it. Probably done that on the cast. Something hit that hard. Gosh dang it. I'll try it again, y'all. That was the old bluegill with the measles. Hook was turned back into the bait. I'm gonna try it out this side. It's trying to get hung up in this trolling motor. Something definitely hit that. I heard it, and the hook was turned. So I've got another rod holder on this side of the boat. I'm gonna push over here. Of course, it's facing the wrong way. Now it ain't. There it is. Put that like there. There's a fish on my screen. Something's down there. Yeah, he bit it a little harder that time. He's like, man, that stuff tastes like it's 6 days old. Well, it is. You can't hardly catch skipjack around here no more. Oh, shoot, oh, shoot, oh, shoot, oh, shoot. That's on the bluegill with the measles. All right. Told you we'd get something. This ain't Fort Lousy Reservoirs. Yeah. Don't you get up in my suspended bait either. I heard that bite. I wasn't looking at it, I heard it. Old blue catfish, look how clear that water is. I'll tell you what, the wind is starting to act up on me now. I don't like that. I might can get him in here without a net, but I do need to be getting my net ready if we're gonna be fishing this river, because this ain't Fort Lousy. As long as you get away from Fort Lousy, you can catch fish. Conditions are terrible and we're still gonna catch fish. There it goes. There you go. Old Clinch River blue catfish. It used to be you could use anything you wanted to and cut it up as long as you caught it legal on a rod and reel. Now they say they want you to use it whole. So now if that was a crappie, technically I'd have to use it whole. But I didn't catch no crappie. I caught a bluegill with the measles. If it swims, it's catfish bait in this part of the country. Oh, something looking at that skipjack piece again. What I'm hoping is after that bait sits in the water a long time, it'll get that old funky flavor from being 6 or 7 days old washed off it, and it'll be more likely to get a bite. I think the longer it sits on the hook and get some of that foul smell off it, we may have a better chance of catching a fish on it. I mean, it's been looked at a number of times. I'll tell you what, y'all, I may have to take that 7-day-old skipjack off there. We're gonna put the last bluegill with measles head on the other side of the boat and the other rod holder. So it's, you know, that's the drop off. I kind of moved it over here because this boat was swinging back and forth and the line was getting the trolling motor. The wind was acting up, but now things have calmed down for a little bit, so I'll throw another one up on this cut bank over here as much as I can and try to keep it out of the trolling motor. I don't know if you can drag this river or not. Just what I'm feeling using these outlines, it's really nasty and gnarly. you can really feel it's really rocky down there. So we can try to drag it for a little bit on the way back. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. That old bluegill with measles. Yeah. Yeah. We ain't in Fort Lousy. Come on in here, old blue cat. Man, that water's clear. Did he shake my bait? I believe he did. Well, we might not have to drag, y'all. We might catch fish just sitting still right here. Oh, I think I see my bait sinking to the bottom. Well, we've only got one piece of that left. Here's a little... I really need to net these fish or I won't end up popping my hook. I see all kind of moss and stuff on my weight there, so might have a real nasty mossy bottom. That would be hard to drag. Got my skipjack box in the way. Don't need it because you can't catch skipjack. We got it in the way. Come on, come on. Yeah, we're not in the old stinking creek of Fort Lousy anymore. Middle of the day, bluebird skies. Get out of that lake and you can actually catch fish. People think I'm kidding, and no, I ain't. That lake is the epitome of suck. There you go. He's a little heavier. Yeah. Up here on the Clinch River. The clear and cold Clinch River. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. The bluegill, the regular bluegill, got hit. Yeah. Come on in here. Another Clinch River blue cat. Got my bait too. Darker colored fish. Y'all, this is the second fish I have pulled in. Got the butthole hanging out of it. And usually what that's a sign of is they've been eating mussels. So, and here again, when there's not that many skipjack in the river, they're going to eat everything else they can. Yeah. He crapped out these weeds. Well, there goes my piece of bluegill. We got the other one on the suspended bait. I don't have any more bluegill, I don't think. Yeah. He is crapping out these weeds. See his butthole hanging out. And another thing I've seen these blue cats do is eat these weeds because there's like these aquatic eggs and stuff. Other species of whatever lays eggs in those weeds, and so the blue cat eat the weeds and digest the protein that way. And then they crap the green part out. They got to eat what they got to when TWRA lets the bait fish get fished out. I ain't even through that one fresh, and it's not really fresh, it's about 3 days old. I was leaving it for last. Let's cut up a yellow perch and try it. I've never caught a fish on yellow perch. I never had to use it until this year, after all the bait dealers came around. Never had to use yellow perch before. I know where to get them if the fish will eat them. So we'll put on a yellow perch head. Now they make it difficult and say a game fish needs to be whole so you can identify that it was the right length. Well, in Tennessee, yellow perch don't have no length, minimum length, and neither do the yellow bass. So that won't matter. So we'll just cut the head off her and give her a toss. See if anything eats a yellow perch head. Inquiring minds want to know. You never know what we'll use for bait here on the Catfish Dave Show. The show must go on. Well, I caught 3 blue catfish in Stinking Creek yesterday. And I was back in that creek for about 6 hours. We've been fishing out here a little over an hour in the middle of the day, bluebird skies, and we've already caught 3. So, yeah, we're not in Fort Lousy anymore. Things were pretty bleak over there in Stinking Creek. And I'm interested to know if these fish will eat yellow perch like that, just laying a piece out on the bottom, because I know where I can catch yellow perch. I've caught them last 3 times out, actually, trying to catch skipjack. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. That yellow perch is getting excited over there. And I called TWRA out real good in it, you know what I mean, and mentioned the bait. Oh shoot, hang on, my float just went under. We're hooked up on the float. Is he gonna stay on? All right, we got something on the live bait. We got something on the live bait. On the live bait. He's coming up under the boat, coming up under the boat, coming up under the boat. This is on that live yellow perch. Don't know what it is. It's a blue cat. It's a blue cat. Ain't no striper. I'll tell you what, it's the nicest blue cat of the day. Hitting a live yellow perch, man. Suspended down about 8 foot. Yeah. He coming to the top of the water column to get that yellow perch. Well, no striper, but it'll work. Either way, it ain't no Stinking Creek. Oh. Yeah, on the live yellow perch, man, on a float. Check him out. Ouch. Ouch. Best. Yeah, that's the best one of the day so far. Live yellow perch on a float, man. About 8 foot below the surface and 20-something foot of water. Spent all day in Stinking Creek. We ain't been out here that long. And we got 4 blue cats, and I'm not even being serious. I'm not covering water. I ain't doing nothing but just sitting still in the middle of the day. No flow in the river, bluebird skies. But bottom line, we're not in Fort Lousy Reservoir. People think I'm kidding. They think I'm kidding about the bait situation. That was a guy, I had him on the phone. He's down here. He's been all over the place trying to get skipjack. And he sees what I'm talking about. Yeah, it just shows you, man, them blue cats will work all water columns. It's 20 foot of water, and this thing's suspended about 8 foot below this float. We hooked that blue cat. So we'll throw the old yellow bass out there. I got plenty for cut bait, so. Yeah, I looked up and that purple float was gone. Uh-oh, that's on the yellow perch. And he come off. Oh, there he goes, there he goes. Did he stick? I think that's gar doing that. Must have some gar in the river. A lot of bites and they won't really pull it down. See, there's something on there. Oh, and he comes off. That's gar. That's gar hitting that perch head. Because you can't hook him. Has to be gar. I believe he got me too. He did. That was old gar. Well, we'll try a perch chunk. That a gar kept harassing me. Oh, shoot. That's on the bluegill with measles. Oh, and he come off too. We might have a bunch of gar here, y'all. Right now, set up on us. Because I keep getting something pulling and will not hook up. Either way, we'll try a chunk of that perch. I don't see any slime on the line. A lot of times, even if they take your bait, if it's catfish, it'll slime the line. I believe that's a gar. I believe we got some gar set up on us. And if it keeps up, we'll have to go ahead and move because, yeah, you won't catch them and they'll just pull all your baits. Something's hit this head, that headpiece 4 times and I could not hook up with it. And I mean really pulled the rod down and so did that. So y'all probably can't see it, but I seen it. And I wouldn't lie to myself. So I'd say it's gar. We'll throw this old yellow perch chunk out. Y'all, I need to change the water out on these minnows. I've had other fish in here pissing on them. I've got a little over a dozen left. That's how we got our catfish bait today. Yeah, I'm gonna change them out. I've learned that you can take this net and fold it like that, and then these things won't go flipping out of there while you're changing your water, because it is nasty. There we go. They'll like this Clinch River water. Nice and cool. Clear. Yep. Yeah, on the yellow perch. On the yellow perch. We've caught 5 fish now, and not one on a piece of skipjack. Anything that swims is catfish bait. I'd still like to go catch some skipjack somewhere, so I'm going to leave here soon. This is probably about the time I'm going to try to drag this thing just for a little bit to see if I can. I'll use the one, he's barely on there. How good are you hooked? He's hooked. Yeah. Oh, yellow perch, man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can drag this, but since I got to go back anyway, because I am going to go to a dam or two today to see if I can't find some skipjack. Can't find them nowhere else they're supposed to be. And I've already talked to some people that's been there. And the best I'm going to do is catch a few if I do catch them. But there's another Clinch River blue catfish. I'll make a quick attempt at dragging this. I don't think it's draggable. We'll drag just a short section of it, and then I'm going to call it a day and run down here to the dam and see if I can't come up with a few skipjack. I would like to catch some skipjack so I can quit killing all these game fish just for catfish bait. The wind is terrible going upriver, so I'm going to throw a small drift sock. I don't think this is draggable. I really don't. I am seeing some nasty, nasty stuff on the bottom. Big boulders, rocks. Come on. I'm not even going to throw planer boards because I don't think it's draggable. I think we're going to be hung up in like 30 seconds. Just going to throw a couple out. Do it as long as we can, which will be about probably 5 minutes. Yeah, the wind is terrible coming upriver, so that means I got to drag twice as fast as I want to. I've seen a lot of big, huge rocks. Yeah, this little drift sock ain't gonna do me no good. We might just drag one. And we're already dragging too fast. Look at there, look at there. That fast, we're hung up. That fast. All right, y'all, that's it for me. I'll go ahead and spot lock. This ain't draggable. You've seen it. There's a reason they call it Stinking Creek. Might not be able to drag this, but it's still way better as far as catching fish. Either way, I'm headed to the dam to see if I can't come up with 1 or 2 fresh skipjack. I cut this one up, it's 3 days old, it's already soft, so. Yeah, we're just in a huge bait deficit in East Tennessee, thanks to TWRA, thanks to the bait dealers. Either way, I'm gonna get this loose and go back to the ramp. This is a video. There was some fish in the video. That makes it a fishing video. This is Catfish Dave with another one, signing out.